Hello, friends! In this episode, you'll find out in which European leagues a goalless first half is recorded most often. As always, we'll add the 5 clubs from each league that best match the overall theme of this review. Let's get started. All statistics are based on data from the last 20 match days of each championship. So, the Czech top flight opens our review. In general, I wouldn't say there are many goalless first halves here. The league made it into this review because of a short period of the season, from round 17 to round 23 inclusive, when there were indeed many such matches. That's roughly from December to the end of February. You could say the whole winter. In spring, everything changed quickly, and the number of scoreless first halves dropped significantly. By the way, the numbers on screen confirm this, and in recent rounds, the downward trend in first halves without goals continues. Among the top 5 clubs by this market, Bohemians Prague stand out. They are a typical mid-table side, and their high position here makes perfect sense. This season, interesting, I might even say unusual, things are happening in Spain's Segunda. For many seasons, this league was considered, and indeed was, a very low-scoring league in terms of full match totals, let alone the first or second halves. But this season, Segunda is setting records for goals, and matches with a goalless first half are unusually rare. At the start of the season, the average number of such matches per round, and there are 11 matches per round by regulation, was 4, which, for the Spanish second division, still looked like a very low number. Now, that figure stands at just 3 matches. However, towards the end of the championship, we can see a significant upward trend in these scoreless first halves, and it is the biggest among the leagues in this top 10, plus 10.3%. Segunda is currently moving back towards its traditional numbers. The Hungarian First Division hasn't been considered a low-scoring league for first halves in recent years at all. On the contrary, this championship has quite often appeared in the top 10 leagues where more than 1 goal is scored in the opening half. I wouldn't say that everything has changed dramatically this season. The period in which the number of goalless first halves increased fell during the winter months. This is roughly similar to the trend pattern in the Czech First Division that I mentioned earlier. Perhaps weather conditions really did affect the statistics. After all, geographically, the two countries are close, and this winter in Europe was indeed unusually harsh. Belarusian Premier League has been a permanent fixture in this ranking over recent seasons. The championship started not so long ago, and so far the trend of low scoring in first halves continues. However, this state of affairs cannot be explained by the start of the season alone. The clubs mostly play physical football and don't differ much from each other tactically. The opponents are of roughly the same level, and there has never been much improvisation here. Typical representatives of this style from this championship, and their statistics are on your screen. And here is a representative from the top 5 strongest European championships, Italy's Serie A. They are here and serve as a reminder of their famously defensive tactical system, Catenaccio. Although the heyday of that style is long gone and Italy and defense are no longer synonymous, traditions still persist. And they show up in the high number of goalless first halves this season. On average, the number of such matches has been stable throughout the championship, fluctuating between 4 and 3, and now appears to be approaching 4 again. In my previous review about draws, the French Ligue 2 took first place, and quite logically in this review, dedicated to goalless first halves, it also occupies a high position. To that I can add that, over my many years of observation, its place here is traditional. And despite the general trend towards higher scoring in first halves across almost all European leagues, the main protagonists, the low-scoring leagues, remain where they are. I would only note a decrease in the percentage of such matches. But right now, it's hard to find a league in Europe where the share of scoreless first halves exceeds 40%. The Turkish Super League has also, from time to time, been a member of this ranking. Every league experiences periods of higher or lower scoring. That's a floating value that changes due to many circumstances, some of which are hidden from us. and not obvious. We can only guess, look for reasons, observe and state the changes that happen post factum. The particular feature of this season in the Super League is that the number of scoreless first halves has fluctuated very sharply from round to round. If you analyze the trend, you can see many match days with as many as 5 such matches, and almost as many days where only one such result was recorded. And all of this is distributed quite evenly across the course of the championship. In third place of our ranking is Romania's Liga 1. For those who have been following this league for a long time, there's nothing unusual about this. Yes, there are times when scoring increases in the first half. That can sometimes even stretch over significant periods of the season. But the overall long-term trend of a significant share of matches with goalless first halves has remained in place for many years. There is a fairly solid pool of teams here that create few attacking actions in the opening half and successfully neutralize their opponents in that respect. Moreover, towards the finish line, the tendency for such results has increased. Their average number is now approaching 4 matches per round, whereas at the start of the season, it was only around 2 matches per match day. The second half of the season, in Portugal's Primeira Liga, saw an increase in matches where no goals were scored in the first half. The situation is very similar to the tournament we just covered, Romania's Liga 1. The average number has risen since the start of the season, and were it not for a slight overall decrease in the last 6 match days, it would easily have reached 4 matches per round. The league has a fair number of clubs with decent statistics in this market. However, if you look at their numbers, you don't see consistency. Everything is quite fragmented and clustered, which means it's not very predictable. In the last episode of Statistics Box on the draw market, I warned you that if our next episodes covered low-scoring markets, we would definitely meet the Bulgarian First Division again, and so it has happened. In this ranking, they are first place, and the only ones with more than 40% of matches featuring goalless first halves. I often make predictions on matches in this league for low-scoring markets and the draw market, and I find it quite easy when it comes to this league. Take a look at the statistics of the top 5 clubs. Interestingly, the champion sits alongside outsiders and mid-table teams, and the club's numbers are impressive. 3 clubs have recorded no goals in the first half in 7 out of 10 matches. That's a good source of inspiration for your future predictions. So, today we've become acquainted with the European leagues where goalless first halves happen most often. Summing up, I can't say these are the most boring leagues, but I personally prefer leagues where a lot of goals are scored in various phases of the match. And yes, I don't like predicting a 0-0 scoreline at halftime. However, if there is a championship like the Bulgarian First Division and a team that has 70% of such matches, but in their most recent game, 1 or 2 goals were scored in the first half, then of course, I'll take note of their next match on the same ground for analysis, and it's quite possible I'll make a correct prediction. In our next episode, continuing our boring goalless theme, we'll talk about goalless second halves. I'll be waiting for you by your screens. And thank you for watching this episode. If you're into predicting football match outcomes, or you're looking for a game for your bet, I recommend my other videos that I make before each weekend. Football Predictions Box. You might find them useful. See you next time!